Hey guys, welcome to my channel where we discuss pop culture, nostalgia, food, and so much more. Today we're going to take a blast from the past and talk about 2000s toys. So let's get started. The early 2000s and late 90s was a really interesting time for little handheld toy games. I remember boys being obsessed with Digimon and those Nano Pet commercials that they would play on TV all the time on Nickelodeon. The most famous handheld toy has got to be the Tamagotchi, which dominated the toy market in the 90s. It was so popular that schools had to ban it based on how much attention they had to focus on their digital pets. But today, I'm not talking about Tamagotchis, Digimons, or Nano Pets. I'm here to talk about my favorite handheld toy game, which is Pixel Chix. Released in 2005, Jeffrey Levine designed the concept of the product, as well as creating the character, game, product, and UI design. Several other employees of Mattel at the time also contributed to the Pixel Chix line, with Kim Vanderbrook creating the Secret Life of Pets line, as well as Jules Watcham, an art designer, also contributing to the Pixel Chix line. Pixel Chix is an electronic digital game where users can control their characters to do a variety of things, such as eating, sleeping, dancing, dressing up, and much more. The design is usually a miniature house that has an LCD screen and control buttons. Voice work is done by Tara Strong, a renowned voice actress that you may have recognized in a few animated shows and video games. She is queen of voice acting. I feel like I have enough memory to be able to review these past toys. I mean, it has been 15 years, but nevertheless, let's review and discuss them. Hey babysitters, I could use your help! Pixel Chix, wow! Babysitting, lots to do in a house with fun rooms. I had an obsession with babysitting, and I feel like that was pushed to me by the book industry. Why was there so many books trying to convince a group of young girls that babysitting is cool? But you know what? It did work, because I did think babysitting was cool, and maybe that's why this is my favorite toy from the toy line. The Babysitter's house was my personal favorite, and that's solely based on design. I mean, look how bright and nicely designed it is, and it just looks so fun to look at. It also comes in this color too. Another thing I liked about it was the knob on the side of the house where you get the option to switch rooms. I thought that was a really cool feature. And also, in the middle of the house is a baby monitor. The light would turn red and the baby would start crying, but I never put two and two together. Anyways, the game itself is pretty self-explanatory. You gotta change diapers, you gotta bathe, you gotta feed, you gotta do all that good babysitting jazz. Overall, I quite enjoy this toy. It's probably my favorite out of all Pixel Chix. Now, without further ado, I say we go into the reviews that I found on Amazon that are from 15 years ago. Overall, it's a fun, cute toy. Some reviewers said that their children became bored with it. I have to admit that it's probably not a toy that they are going to play with every single day, but it's great for rainy days or long rides in the car. I know that 2 years later, my nieces still play with theirs, and I haven't heard any complaints from them about it being boring. This has kept my 4-year-old entertained for hours, keeping the baby happy and earning money as a babysitter. It is a super gadget for planes, airplanes, and anywhere else it helps for your daughter to be able to entertain herself. This is our second Pixel Chix. We also have a 2-story house, and we think it's great. Lots of variation in the activities and 4 rooms to try. Looks like a 10 out of 10. Ooh, I just love to shop. Pixel Chix, love to shop mall. The purpose to the Love to Shop game was to earn and buy stuff for your chicks. There were different versions of this toy, such as the food court, boutique, salon, and pet store. Depending on the Pixel Chix, you have the option to switch the LDC screens to choose any mall version that you would like, and switch from working mode to shopping mode. And the design was a handy clutch purse, which I thought it was really cute at the time. After the Babysitter house, this is definitely my next favorite. I remember the food court being one of the most difficult games, but it was also very fun working as an employee, doing all sorts of tasks and dealing with customers. The games were standard. It's more like catching food with your mouth or catching plates as an employee. But y'all, it was hard because you're slow as a snail, and by the time you get to the dishes, 30 have passed by, causing loud crash noises, making a large obnoxious beep, and then your boss comes by and flames you. Still fun though. Let's take a look what other parents have to say about this toy. We got such a great deal on this. They were $30 at the toy store and we got it for ... Great. We just love the Pixel Chix. My daughters have 3 now and they connect them all together and watch them play. I love when you leave them for a while, they say, "I thought you were my friend. Where have you been?" My husband and I laugh so hard. Fun. I have no idea why my girls like it so much. I played with it a little bit and find it boring. But then again, when I was a kid, I would spend hours playing with handheld football and Pac-Man games, and those only had little red lights, not digital people. My kids spent hours playing with this, take it with them on car trips, even short ones to the grocery store, and fight over who gets it next. I have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I've had to buy separate Pixel Chix toys for both of them so that they would stop fighting over the mall/food court. My 3-year-old takes her Pixel Chix car to bed with her, and sometimes I catch her waking up in the middle of the night to play with it. My 7-year-old wants more Pixel Chix toys and chose Pixel Chix as a reward for completing her summer skills activities workbook. We had our Pixel Chix mall for about a month, and it's been carried, dragged, dropped, fought over, etc. It's still going strong. Looks like another 10/10 toy. Hey Roomies, hello! Pixel Chix Roomies got a new house now, moving Roomies in. Let's meet them all now. Now, the thing about this Pixel Chix is that we never got to really play with it. You see, after getting our own individual Pixel Chix, we decided to try one another's. I had the mall, my other sister Shasha had the Babysitter's house, and my other sister Sinead had the Roomies apartment. When we tried the Roomies Pixel Chix, it wasn't functioning like the other ones were. Eventually we gave up and it just sat there in our mess of toys. It wasn't until years later my sister revealed how she broke it by sticking a pencil in the reset button, and the pencil tip broke and couldn't get it out. Am I salty about this? Very. Anyways, let's move on and explain the Roomies house. Your Pixel Chix is living with 5 other Roomies: Miss Sporty, Diva Queen, Super Smarty, DJ Hip Hop, and Punk Rocker. It's a 3-story house with a living room, kitchen, bathroom, and 3 bedrooms. One of the bedrooms being the most coveted, having a single bed, whilst the rest of the rooms have bunk beds. So all the games have to do with competing to see who will get the top floor room. Honestly, if this happened in real life, I honestly doubt I would get it. Solely based on the fact that I dislike games, and if I have to fight by playing checkers, I am breaking the contract. Some of the comments to this particular toy aren't that great, but I did find this comment pretty interesting. One of the most important buying factors for parents is whether or not a toy has lasting value. Pixel Chix are a tricky toy to evaluate, since they may keep some girls entertained indefinitely, whereas they may bore others quickly, especially kids who realize the same comments and animations are appearing again and again and that levels will have to be repeated should something happen to restart the game. Mattel has created the product so that most fans would likely want to expand their collection if they find a toy to be fun. For example, their pets. Pixel Pets are set to debut sometime in 2007. Wow, 15 years ago. While some of the statement may be true, I never found it boring personally. And I'm sure others on Twitter would agree with me, for those who grew up with them. Growing up, I never really was fond of games. To this day, I would rather do dishes than play a board game, but I quite enjoyed the simplicity of the games on Pixel Chix. It was a little hard, but not difficult. There was little instructions, and overall it was just cute. Despite the scattering praise of reminiscent adults, it's not a cultural standout toy of the 2000s like its past competitors. It had so much potential, but I think I know what was lacking. Let's talk about merchandise-driven cartoons. The merchandise-driven show, otherwise known as the half-hour toy commercial, is not merely a television show or other work with a line of toys licensed on the side, but a television show created from a line of toys. The program exists largely to sell these products to the audience. Although merchandise-driven cartoons and anime are usually targeted at younger viewers, examples aimed at the older demographic do exist, though they're fairly rare. I'll use Bratz as an example. Not only did they have direct DVD movies, a website, a whole movie, but they also had a TV series, which I quite enjoyed. And there are so many examples, like Strawberry Shortcake having multiple series. And let's not forget Monster High, Ever After High, Polly Pocket, My Scene, and the bajillion Barbie direct movies. And yeah, even though they did have a website, which shut down in 2015, I feel like you have an advantage and payoff when having a TV series or direct DVD movies, especially in the early 2000s, when everybody had a DVD player. Why they didn't have a TV series on Pixel Chix is beyond me. Anyways guys, like and subscribe for more content on pop culture, nostalgia, food, and more, and I will see you guys next time.